Hey, take a look at this. It is a look at Hurricane Ida from space. This was about sunrise this morning. Man, very powerful storm, a Category 2 now, expected to slam the coast of Louisiana tomorrow. Of course, expected to gain strength. Addison, Louisiana, of course, hoping for the best, but preparing, as we saw, for the worst. When's the next official update?
We'll see a partial update come on in, Sherman, from the National Hurricane Center at 7 o'clock Central Time. Then we'll get a full data package at 10 o'clock, just in time for the 10 o'clock news. If you want to tune in right here at Channel 11, we'll give you the latest information about Ida, in which case it likely will be a major hurricane with winds sustained of at least 111 to 115 miles per hour. Right now, it's at 105. You can see it's cruising to the northwest at 15 miles per hour. It does have a pretty large wind field right here. It's relatively from end to end about 200 miles. But of course, the strongest winds will be around towards that center of circulation in that eye wall, where we did have clearly an eye earlier on today, but we might be going through an eye wall replacement cycle, in which case we see the strengthening kind of like capped off a little bit. That means it's preparing itself to bring that eye back around as it re-intensifies itself going into the day tomorrow. So here are the impacts for Louisiana as well as the surrounding areas from Ida. Timing of that landfall early afternoon on Sunday. In likely case, it will be a Cat 4. Now, we're going to be seeing that storm surge starting to increase over the next 24 hours, possibly as much as 7 to 11 feet above sea level or more. There will be a chance for seeing scattered tornadoes, especially on the coastal areas, and rainfall amounts maybe half a foot to a foot plus, especially right around where that landfall will be. So, of course, there are warnings all across the mouth of the Mississippi, hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings as well, as we watch the system make its approach towards its landfall, possibly being just south and west of New Orleans as a Category 4 of wind sustained of at least 130 miles per hour. It'll weaken over the course of its journey further inland, that land friction interaction, moving it away from the sea right there, the Gulf of Mexico, as well as some upper level wind shear should start to weaken it, possibly quickly as it makes its way further inland away from the Gulf Coast. But we may have the eye of the storm go right over the city of Houma right there, in which case after that we have the capital city of Baton Rouge right underneath that spinning one hurricane icon right there. So the capital may be hit by the eye wall as it's approaching and then as it's leaving as well. Speaking of the eye wall, we can clearly see that center circulation right there as we see those stronger winds starting to fan on out away from the center of the storm. So these are tropical storm force winds in excess of 39 miles per hour. Then we have Category 3 right here highlighted in red. As we move forward in time, we can see that we're going to be increasing that wind chance across southeast Louisiana. And then as it eventually moves further inland, we'll start to see those winds starting to expand themselves out as the system is weakening in general across the area. But nonetheless, we're going to be dealing with multiple hours of the system moving on in across the area. Storm surge will be a big concern. The rainfall amounts will be a big concern as well, all across its journey as it makes its way after landfall and heading further inland. There will also be the chance for dealing with some possible flood concerns, widespread, maybe going as far north as the Tennessee River Valley, heading into Monday into Tuesday. Our weather, by comparison, will be quite on the nicer side of things. We'll be on the back end of the system. It will be dry, relatively warm as well, Sherman, and then we'll go through more of the usual Houston weather for much of next week with afternoon thunderstorm chances popping on up.
You know what? I will take usual in spades. Thank you, Addison.